Hey everyone, this is Relics,
And I'm Nagatron.
and we are watching round 6 of the World of Tanks Classic League Season 1 on the map Prokhorovka, with Wolfpack Team 1 facing off against Oklahoma Thunderbirds. So let's get it going. Alright, starting off here with Wolfpack Team 1. We have an E100, 3 IS-7s, a T110, a Batshat, a King Tiger, a GWE and 261 for artillery, and a T50-2 for scout tank.
Oklahoma Thunderbirds has an IS-7, two T-110s, a Batshat, a Patton, an IS-3, a Low, two 1390s, an M40 M43, and a 50-2. So considerably less artillery, and weaker artillery at that. More scouts, more tanks in general.
Yeah, it's
One
kind of
really,
it's an interesting setup.
one really interesting thing about this match is that Wolfpack has to defeat Thunderbirds as their second to last stop if they want to win Division 9. Should they prove victorious in this one, they'll have to go against Team Storm in round 8.
So pretty important match here.
Definitely, and as we've all seen the new playoff rules recently, every match is important. Every point is important if you want to make it into the playoffs. You can't just get second in your division and expect a wild card anymore.
And it looks like we got some brawling going on here on the hill.
Ooh. Wolfpack's Batshot is out. That is probably the first brawl for the hill that we have seen so far.
Yep.
Something that's more common in pubs or clan wars matches. So far, hasn't been a very important location for many teams. Some have moved their artillery up on it long after they've secured the entire eastern region, but very few people were actually sending tanks there to start.
Yeah, interestingly, we've seen a lot of bat shots and such sweeping through the city first, going for early spots before stuff even hits the hill.
Wolfpack looks like it's making some adjustments here, bringing E100 over, leaving one tank there on the railroad just to see whatever comes over that corner there. Maybe light anything that tries to get to cap. They've got their 50-2 here in E1, a bush we've seen used a number of times here. Prevents the other team from pushing down the 1-2 without being seen very much.
And I imagine that tank in the 6th row won't have a lot to worry about, even if they do proxy spotting with just one M4043. I would not be surprised, however, if we had something coming over those tracks, maybe both 1390s, maybe a scout rush since they own that side now.
It's the mobile force of Oklahoma Thunderbirds here that is really the cause for concern. If you weren't so worried about Batshat, Patton, 1390s coming and destroying your arty and whatever one or two tanks you leave back, you can pretty much roll everything else straight into the other two side, because you know that five tier 10s are definitely going to roll three tier 10s and two tier 8s, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Especially when you've got two artillery to back you up.
And there's some of the proxy spotting.
Given their layout, I would assume that Wolfpack would be leaving back their E100 and their Tiger 2, pressing the T110 and 3 IS-7s.
Yeah, it looks
For as
like
long as
the medium and the light over there are kind of causing some distress with them with their placements here. They're not sure they want to do the push on it.
you can pretty much guarantee as soon as you see multiple heavies moving down the 1-2 that both 1390s and at least one medium are going to come straight across that K line. Right now,
Yeah.
they're just proxy lighting that Tiger 2, trying to knock him out.
Yeah, and unfortunately, other than spotting, nope, there he goes.
There he goes. Oh, Wolfpack actually breaking their 50-2 straight into artillery. If they knock that one artillery out, they're pretty much green light all the way to cap.
I think that 50-2 might make his way back out.
And he's out. So it doesn't.
Yeah, it looks like they both had very similar ideas here with the 50-2s going to both teams' artillery. But with just one M4043, it's going to be hard to beat them to the punch. Looked like he might have been going for a personal defense there too, instead of looking where his 50-2 was going.
Yeah. So Wolfpack is now out their scout, but they did manage to take out an artillery, so they should be pressing, or could be pressing, some of their heavies up the 1-2 right now, trying to make something happen. Maybe just to coax in the lights. However, it doesn't really matter too much what they spot now, because there's no artillery that can actually hit those artillery hidden there in the back if they are lit. The only way to get them would be to, directly fire at them from where that Patton and IS-7 are now.
Yeah, we could see him pretty well stacked there on the 5 line, right in the center there. I was kind of expecting them all to be in the forest. Getting some great crossfire on these tanks with the 1390s lighting them up.
That area to me is one of the most important ones on the map. If you own the E6 area, but in order to do it, you pretty much have to own the entire east side, especially the hill, then you can fire anywhere on the map. And if you're able to light it, anything on the 1-2 can be hit, unless they're very far west down in that depression there.
They were starting to even it up until that T110 got pushed up a little bit far.
There are still some tanks down there in the B2 area, so turning to face things in E6 just provides a flank to one of your other enemies. We got the Batchat coming through here, trying to get some other lights. Be really surprised if we don't see the 1390 and 50-2 following him up here somewhere. He is going very far in here.
Well, there's 1390. They must be going for a Russian artillery here.
Ooh, Batchat on fire, and he's out. 261 defending himself there.
Yeah, that 1390 is not going to be able to too much there with 3 IS-7s looking at him.
Any artillery player who's managed to get all the way to tier 8 can tell you, if you can't defend yourself, you should probably stop playing artillery. Because you definitely can't rely on your public match teammates to do it.
Oh, yeah. 1390 managing to get at least one of them out. And
Thunderbird's making a great move now, pushing down tanks down the 1-2.
Looks like it might just be an IS-3, though.
That IS-3 did considerable damage to that IS-7.
Yeah, he did.
For as long as they're turning turrets and trying to shoot at the 1390, they're still very open to being penetrated.
Wow, and that 1390 made his ways out.
This IS-3 is going to be very hard to dig out using that T110 for cover. Fortunately, Wolfpack still has one artillery to help. With this IS-7 and Patton committing now, it's going to be very tricky for them to stay alive very much longer. Them being Wolfpack, that is.
Yeah, I think that IS-3 was lighting for the T110 that must be positioned a little bit further behind him.
Directly behind him.
Wow.
Camouflage skill. Ladies and gentlemen, I have and always will say it is the most important skill you can have. For that reason right there. Even a mouse will disappear if you have enough bushes.
Yep. Oh, there's the artillery coming in. T-110's going to have a real hard time there unless that other IS-7 can get over here and help out.
Our cameraman IS-7 here, Pineapple Lumps, doing a great job trying to make sure that he can get the T-110 out from in front of him, so they're only dealing with tanks coming from one direction, no longer in a crossfire. Can bring his front to bear, maybe duke it out with this IS-7, get a little help from artillery. Ooh!
Almost got him there.
Beautiful track. Almost got around the wreck just in time. If he can make do for another 15 seconds or so, that 261 will probably be reloaded. Another track. Huge.
Oh, here comes the
Patton
Patton.
behind him. He is done.
Oh, artillery just behind.
Another big problem with the 261 there. Next to zero splash. If that had been a Type E, that tank would have been dead.
Yeah,
Granted,
easily.
he also would have been reloading for another 10 seconds, which, as you can see here, would have been enough time for him to disappear. So, give and take, right? Still a very close match. Only one team with artillery. If they can get this Patton out, they already know where the IS-7 and the low are. They can slow play it and definitely clean this up. Patton tracked. Artillery's just about loaded now.
Yeah, he's being a little too aggressive there.
Oh! He took his time with that one to make sure there was not going to be any snafus this time.
Yeah, so all we have is the IS-7 and a low against an E100, an IS-7, and a 261. Unless there's some kind of miracle play here, I'm thinking this is definitely going to Wolfpack.
Wolfpack has definitely proven that they are the team to beat in Division 9. And being able to come back from a deficit that large is exactly why these guys are at the top right now.
Well, there goes the IS-7. This low is obviously not going to do anything here. That was some amazing play by them.
Staying calm and just making your shots, trying to keep your front square to whoever your biggest threat is. Basics won them this match.
Yep, give that up a lot to their players there. All right, great fight, guys. Grats to Wolfpack.